Welcome to the YouTube. We're going to be installing some MSA towing mirrors on my 2002 79 series. This is going to be a no fuss video on how we get them in. It should be short and sweet. Let's get into it. I just want to say it's so nice not to have to do a short form content intro. Much more relaxing doing a YouTube intro, I can tell you that. Alrighty, let's get into it. My name's Josh, and why did I choose MSA? So let's get this out of the way. Number one reason was they're a lot cheaper than the other ones. I managed to pick a brand new pair up for around $600. And number two being how compact they are. Now, a lot of you guys know the Clearview, the originals. There were plenty of those in the secondhand market, and I did pass up a few good buying opportunities. But most people know the Dumbo is saying they stick out like a sore thumb, and it's just not what I'm trying to accomplish with this car. So that's why I went MSA, and let's get into the install. Now, these are just nut sets into the door that are holding in, and this car is almost 25 years old, so I don't know how well they would have held up. I can tell you what, I am so sick of these mirrors though. Biggest blind spots on earth, and I do a bit of towing and I'm getting a canopy soon, so they're not going to do the trick for much longer. Something I'm starting to think about is the weight. I reckon these are a kilo or two, if that. And the MSA I was picking up before, I reckon it'd have to be almost 10, so 5 times the weight. And that hanging on the door, it's gonna be a lot more pressure, I'm telling you. But I guess we'll have to see over time. And I'm probably due for, maybe not on this side, but the passenger side, I'm definitely due for a new door, a bit of rust in that one. The other thing is, I've always had a mate who's had a 79, and he has MSAs, and I've always wondered why his doors feel so much more solid to shut. Like, they feel a lot nicer, just the weight of them, but couldn't put it down to anything. But now I've just clocked what it is, and it's these. So if you got a 79 and you're chasing that solid feel, even any dual cab, it might make your door feel a little bit nicer. It's another positive. Coming over to the box here, we do have our little protective plate. You've got your covers for your screws, mounting screws. This plate is for the Troopy owners and the older cars that don't have. This is for the Troopies, this base here. I believe, I'm not going to do it in today's video, but you have to drill 2 holes where the 2 bottom ones are there. And then you put this behind it as nut sets, so you don't have to nut set it yourself. And then you've got your adjusting washers there, which allow you to slide up the mirror up and down. Haven't clocked what this is yet, I'm sure I'll figure it out. And then a little instruction manual. Pretty self-explanatory what I've just said, and the only thing is, if you guys have a V8 79, your badge is probably going to be in the way, so you're going to have to remove that and reinstall it with double-sided tape. Alrighty, at the end of the day, I'm not here for the tutorial. I'm here to see these mirrors on because I've been hanging for a bit, so let's get into it. Alright, that thing I was talking about before, this is if you have removed your Landcruiser decal badge, which mine doesn't come with one anyway, so we're definitely going to put that just above there, if you can see that. Pop it there, and then go ahead over the top with the foam cover plate. Just a helpful tip, check out all your screws, make sure they all go in first before you get the mirror and all the way up here. On my old mirror, I didn't actually have this screw in. I thought maybe the nutso was rounded, but it must have been the actual screw slash bolt. So we're all good to go. Now for the bottom, we've got these adjustable washers. They go in with the lip facing towards you. You do need these, you'll see when you do it, but the hole's way too big to not have them, so we're going to go and put these in the bottom 2 holes. Now, just as we're going through this install, some things I've figured out. You got the foam backing plate. Try to fit it where you want it before you fully tighten it, because otherwise, if it's slightly tight against the car and you try to slide it over one way, all that foam's going to butt out and stick out on one side. So what I just went and did was loosen it back off, got the foam into a nice spot where it's equal on both sides, and just tighten up. The second thing being is, I've got these 2 screws at the top, and I've actually noticed the 70 series doors have got these lip on top of them, and MSAs have a little lip on it as well. and that's going to sit on top of it, and it's actually going to take a lot of that weight off, so the screws are kind of only holding it on, whereas the actual weight of the mirror is on top of the door is going to be a lot better. So, and now I've gone around with a screwdriver. I'm just going to get my 10 mil socket in there and tighten to what I think it should be. There's no torque spec on the actual booklet, so I'm not giving you advice on how tight to go. Rightio you lot, that's the install done. So the install is pretty smooth sailing. Got to the last page of the instructions and the last step of the process, which was putting in these little pips, or whatever you want to call them. And I got ahead of myself. They do have little arrows inside that say up or down and left or right. And for some information, it's how you're looking at it. So that's the left side, that's the right side, and you just go to the arrow. Don't do what I did, because I had to swap them over because they weren't going in, so I've had a bit of a hack at those. I'm sure you can replace them, but save you guys the hassle. Once again, I am the guinea pig. There they are, sitting pretty fully extended. I'm so keen to go for a drive, and hopefully they don't rattle, because that was half the reason we put them in. And we've got a canopy and a boat we like to play around with a lot, so they're fully extended at the moment. We can roll those in, and I'd recommend doing this with 2 hands so it doesn't put an insane amount of pressure on your door. Pop it back in, and there it is. There are your MSA mirrors. I've just been driving for about 15 minutes, and what have we learnt so far? 1, they don't rattle, not even a little bit, so I'm so stoked with that. Just being able to look in the mirror and actually have a clear vision. Sometimes when you own a car as old as this, you forget what that actually looks like. So that, I was able to reverse and see what's behind me. It's another bonus. Taking a step back and actually having a look at it, the car looks 10 years newer, in my opinion. So absolutely stoked with that. They are quite expensive, but now that I've got them on the car, I definitely do think it was worth it, and I honestly wish I had done it sooner. Now, I haven't quite figured out if I want to drive with them out or in. Anyways, that's it for the MSA mirror install. I hope you guys learned a little bit, or got to see what these actually look like and how they work. If you like that one, keep an eye out for a few more videos I've got coming up in the future. Cheers, guys.